Alrighty, so I'm actually reshooting this part of the video. I kind of screwed up the last part, so I kind of butchered the unboxing, but there wasn't much to see aside from pulling out the packaging. But as I had mentioned before, but you guys don't know about it, as you know from my channel, I've gone from the Radeon 7770 to the R7370, which then I gave to my friend, and now I'm running a 750 Ti, which is going to his mother's PC, so she can play the game she likes, like Skyrim and a bunch of others, pretty much any hack and slash. Anyway, this is the Diamond Multimedia Radeon 7870 GHz Edition reference card from AMD. And I ordered this June 2nd from a seller on Amazon. He was a new seller, and I have nothing but great things to say about this guy. He was awesome, right to the point. He gave me all the information I needed to know. He shipped this thing out right away. Like, he didn't dawdle. He got paid and he sent it out. And he packaged this thing amazingly. Like, I don't know if you could see behind me, but this thing was packed in the bottom of here extremely tightly. There was no way it could move around or get damaged. And inside the box, I've already removed the packaging, but he was nice enough to pack this stuff around the card so that even if it did get a bit bumped around, and he did say there'd be some damaging to the packaging, which is to be expected because it's used, it's been opened before. But this card, I'm going to pull it out now, literally came with everything. For example, the unused stickers that originally came in the box with the card when it was new. We have the driver disc, the crossfire bridge, the DVI to VGA adapter, and a display port, or what is this? This is a mini display port to standard display port adapter. So it came with all the adapters and the driver CD, and the card itself, well, not in an anti-static bag, is wrapped and should be perfectly fine. Here it is, the Refrence Radeon HD 7870 GHz Edition. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, why are you getting so excited for? It's an older card. I like the Refrence coolers. Like, this is the only Refrence 7870 there was on Amazon, and it was $114, which honestly isn't a bad price for this card. This card is at least on par or a little bit faster than an R7370, and the R7370 is $150 to $170 right now. So most definitely not bad. The only thing I am going to do is take it apart and redo the thermal paste and clean the fan. It's not incredibly dusty, but I do see dust in there, so I don't know how dusty the actual card is down by the cooler. But as you can see, it's got DVI, HDMI, and dual mini display port, so you can run a couple of monitors off this at least. But here's the back of the box. Not there's much to see there, but alright, we're going to install this in my rig and boot it up and see what the temperatures are, let it idle, see what its idle temps are, load test it, everything, make sure it all works, and then I'm going to go contact this guy and let him know that everything went through just like it was supposed to, and probably link him this video, because he's totally being famous, well, kind of, and his card's being put on YouTube. But anyway, if you're watching this, man, huge thumbs up. Thank you very much. So yeah, let's get to this. Alrighty, so here's the system, and in part of my reflection. Let's go ahead and get the side panel off. That could fit right down there for now, I guess. As long as it didn't fall over. Okay, so I have to remove the 750 Ti, and yes, I'm very well aware that this cable management is horrible. I have to take the motherboard out in order to squeeze these cables in between the board and bend them up and around to plug into there, which I don't really want to do because it's quite the tight fit. You can't really see it, but there's really no space for that. So right now they just run up here to keep them off the hot VRM, especially when I'm overclocking and whatnot. Although I did recently switch back to that stock cooler and run stock speeds because the other cooler wasn't all that great. But anyway, back to the original topic of the video. As you can see, I already have the 6 pins run, 6 plus 2 pins, and I have to remove these 2 screws here. This is the Corsair 100R case, by the way, if anybody was wondering, and this is going to be harder than I thought with one hand. Not the most coordinated person on the planet. Get that there. The 750 Ti, this is the 750 Ti I was running. It's the smaller 750 Ti Superclocked edition. And if you've seen any of the recent gameplays that I did with it, it actually handles itself quite well. Both in 1080p and 720p. Right now I'm stuck with a 1024 by 768 monitor though, until I get my new one, which I'm ordering this Thursday. Haven't really decided which one I'm going to go with yet. We're either going to go to Best Buy. I'm going to put the camera down for this. We're going to either go to Best Buy and look there, or I have one picked out. It's an LG 24-inch 1080p IPS display, and it's $139.99 right now. And it's bigger than my last display. My last display was an AOC 21.5 inch, and I had that for a number of years, about 4. Go ahead, push the tab down, and pull this baby out. Okay, so there's the 750 Ti. It's the EVGA GeForce GTX 750 Ti Superclocked Edition. Yeah, there's that. This is going into my friend's mother's PC, so she can play her video games. Now we have to get that one out, which I'm going to set the camera down again. I know, only the most professional content on this channel. Also, make sure you ground yourself before touching anything critical on the card. I'm just going to be using the metal bracket on the end here. From what I can tell, the card really shouldn't be too dirty. Looks like it was a smoker-free home. So let's go ahead and I can't even get this to the point where I can angle it up so you guys can see it. So I'm just going to insert it and you guys can wait. Wow, it is a relatively long card. If it was any bigger, I have a feeling I would start to have some issues here. There we go. Had to get it over the audio capacitors, which are just behind the bracket mounts right there. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but as you can see, there's the end of the card, there's the end of the case. So it can fit a longer card in here. That's about what it looks like. It's bigger than my 7770 was. And get the screws in this heavy beast, because this thing weighs a couple of pounds. Really need to dust my case. I'm going to hold the card up just a little bit so that it's sitting flat when I install the screws. Pretty sure I already mentioned it, but I was really debating on taking apart the card before I install it, but I want to make sure everything is working as it should before I go to any sort of good length. Now I see on the box this card had a 5-year warranty. Pretty sure it's either up or about up, or I don't know how that applies since it switched owners, but I almost think the card might still be under a warranty of some kind. I never asked. Okay, got the first 6 pin plugged in. And now I gotta get the second one, which is gonna be kind of a problem, I guess. I gotta do some cable management. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, the two 6 pins are now connected. I just had to move the PCI Express power cables down one hole. So, well, I have this back panel off. Thereabouts is the cable management that I've done in the back of the case. But as you can see, in order to get the 8 pin for the CPU power routed, it has to somehow fit up there, which I really don't think is a possibility, so that's why that's as it is. But alright, time to put all this back together and go see if it. Alrighty, so the system's all hooked up. Camera battery is showing low, so I might have to go and charge it before this is all over. But let's go ahead, hit the power button. Fans are spinning. Alrighty, it posted. I don't have drivers for it, so it's going to be a little bit wiggy at first. I still have the 750 Ti's drivers installed. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to boot it in safe mode. I don't know if it'll let me do that or not. It'll automatically go into it after a few failed boots. So they pretty much took out the option to go into safe mode manually with F8. So I'll be back once. Let's see if it lets me into Windows this time. I knew there was going to be some hassle with the drivers I had installed. Oh, that's a good sign. Cool. As you can kind of hear, the card's a little loud right now. Could be that it just needs drivers or cleaned. I know Refrence edition coolers are loud, so I knew that going into it. But the card works as of now, so that's cool. Display settings. (1024 by 768) my ass. Okay. Need to uninstall GeForce Experience. Once I wait for my system to catch up with my actions. Lack of an SSD is kind of something to get used to for SSD users. Me, I've never personally owned one. Always mean to get one. Actually, before I bought this card, I was going to get an SSD and liquid cooler, and look what happened. So, where is GeForce? D E F G. Unless I can't straight up uninstall. Ah, there it is, NVIDIA GeForce Experience. Hopefully that removes everything to do with the drivers. Uh, 3D Vision graphics driver uninstall. Any moment now, Windows 10 is going to pull down a Radeon graphics driver for the card. Hasn't yet by the looks of it, but it will. I wish there was a remove all button. NVIDIA hardware wizard's open. What do you mean? No, it's not. Looks like that uninstalled everything. Huh, not these. Do I need it? No. Okay. Let's go to AMD's website and get the drivers. I'll be back. Alrighty, so got the drivers for the card installed, and it quieted right down. I was right. It was only being loud because the card was didn't have drivers, so as you can see the fan's barely spinning there. And to my surprise, when I googled this card, everybody said that the Diamond 7870 was voltage locked. Well, when I boot up Afterburner, as you can see, that is most definitely not the case. It has full voltage control and everything, and the card is idling at 21 degrees Celsius right now. So as you see, it just spiked a little bit, but I might not even repaste this card right away, or never mind, that's the CPU temps right there. It is idling, however, at 27 degrees Celsius, which is honestly perfect. Let's go ahead and throw a load on the GPU. Let's fire up Firmark. Let's just see what the stock fan profile does. So I'm just going to run it in 1280 by 720. There's that reference cooler noise. So we're up to 60 degrees. 48% fan speed, 49, 50. GPU temps up to 68 degrees. You see how much air is moving out the back here. Oh yeah, I'm putting out some more air, although it feels like it should be more than that, so I probably am going to dust it out. It does seem like there's a little bit of dust buildup back there. But we'll let this run for a sec and see where the temperature maxes out. We're at 73 degrees right now. And it looks like it's going to hold at 73. Just for shits and giggles. Let's put it 100% fan speed. Holy shit! That thing moves some air, man. I think a jet engine just took off. Like, oh my god. I'm gonna put the mic in the wind. So let's put that back on automatic. I got the GPU temp down to 66C during a stress test on Firmark. So yeah, card works. It's running Firmark, no problems. You can see how the noise quiets down. So yeah, reference cards are louder, and it moves a shit ton of air at 100% fan speed. It maxed out about 73 degrees during the Firmark run, didn't go any higher than that, so I'm pretty satisfied. I think I am going to take it apart and repaste it, just to be on the safe side. But all in all, that's the card, guys. There'll be gameplays and benchmarks and whatnot coming up, but I'm going to call this video quits.